Hey, how you doing there again, folks? Me again, of course, Brandon Wenzel. Come back at you. Another offering off my sampler platter. Yes, indeed, folks, I play every series videos I've been doing for a little while. I go over there, try out food and drink items. I eat stuff, I drink stuff. Then, folks, I'm going to talk about the stuff. I'm going to let you know all that you need to know about hopefully delicious stuff. That time I'm doing this, folks, I'm not going to lie. I'm a little bit skeptical about this one, but we're going to give it a shot. But we'll get to that in a minute. Folks, it's super simple format. I'm going to go over there and I'm going to try out food and or drink items for you. Whilst I'm doing so, I'm inside my truck. Whilst I'm doing all that, I'm wearing grody work clothes. Typically, when I'm inside the truck and I'm wearing grody work clothes, that means that I was on my way home from work and I found some shit to review for you. Excuse me. That is definitely the case today. I got off of work, decided to go over there. I had to get some gas. So I went over there, I hit up the Speedway by my house, and I was like, blah, 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 let's see what they got. And I was looking over, they had a few things. And one of them, well, it's a brand new item, and... So what am I reviewing for you folks? What are we doing here today? Boom, it's Snapple Apple, but it's not just any Snapple Apple. It's zero sugar Snapple Apple. Can we get it better? I don't know, can we? It's like very reflective. Sure. Something like that, maybe, right? Yeah, sure. So, interesting fun fact about your friend and mine, Brandon Wenzel. Snapple Apple, the original stuff, is one of my favorite drinks. Like, it is up there in my upper echelon of drinks. It is a comfort drink for me, man. There have literally been days when I've just been having a shitty day, and I'm just like, I'm going to stop and I'm going to get myself a Snapple Apple, because if I don't, I'm going to snap on somebody. Probably not Snapple Apple. So, the fact that there's a zero sugar version, yeah. I think you folks know where I stand on the zero sugar issue. I'm cautiously optimistic because I do feel like we've gotten a lot better with zero sugar stuff as the years have gone by, to the extent where now most zero sugar drinks are actually pretty close to what they're supposed to taste like compared to the proper sugar version. But it's Snapple Apple, man. I really hope they don't ruin this for me, but we're going to give it a shot anyway. So, shake it up just for shaking sake, especially as the plane goes by a little time. I swear they went over there and diverted the plane routes. Because I kind of live by an airport, but not that close. It's like a few towns over. And it used to be, you'd get an occasional plane. Man, they must have changed a route or something like that. But anyway. And it's got a little Snapple thing. A little fun fact. No two lip impressions are the same. Interesting. Maybe in the future, that's how we'll identify people. You just go over there and kiss a machine, and then the machine is like, yep, you're definitely who you say you are. And then on top of that, hey, maybe we go over there and get some drinks sometime or something like that. And then there's a whole sexual harassment thing, and then it's like, well, it's a robot, and does HR come into play? Is there a robotic HR that comes into play? Gets complicated. Let's give it a go. Nope. Sorry, but no. Nope. Sorry, Snapple. I love you, but I can't give you this one. So here's the thing. Part of the reason why I like Snapple Apple so much is because it somehow manages to taste more like an apple than an actual apple does. It's phenomenal. Like, Snapple Apple tastes more like a straight apple than apple juice does. It's astonishing. It's like some sort of food alchemy. I love that about it. Because I like apple. Apple's a great flavor. I needed this to have that. I needed this. This is one of those things where it can't just taste okay. For me, it really needs to still have that experience, because if you lose that, then for me, fundamentally what you are losing is the core of what I love about a Snapple Apple. This does not have that. Now, it doesn't taste bad. Let me get that out of the way. But this is one of those things where I almost have to kind of review it from two different perspectives. One being the perspective of, like, okay, just as a drink, just by itself. you know, and I'll do that. But then I also have to kind of take it in, into account it versus the sugar version of itself, because that's the thing, So let's address it from the perspective of just as a drink. Firstly, it's okay. It tastes decent enough. It's semi-sweet. It has an apple-ish taste to it. And it manages to capture some of that crispness of the Snapple apple. Because when you drink a Snapple apple, it's really like kind of like you're drinking an apple. So, it has like this very refreshing kind of crisp taste to it. This has some of that. I don't think it has all of it, but it does have some of it. It's not bad. The zero sugar aspect of it kind of hurts it in some ways and not so much in others. I won't say that it has like a strong zero sugar taste, because I don't feel that it does, though it's there. You can tell that it's a zero sugar product. But it's not egregious. It's not actively harming the drink by adding its own taste to it. But therein, specifics of the words. It's not hurting it in the way that it's adding taste to it, like it doesn't have like a weird kind of zero sugar taste to it. But what it is doing is taking taste away. It just doesn't have the soul of the Snapple apple. And I know I'm kind of crossing over between the two types of reviews that I was talking about, but it's kind of impossible not to. It's okay. One thing that I will say it's kind of interesting is that because it does have that zero sugar taste, it doesn't have that same crispness, that same like level of appleness. So it almost tastes like sort of like something along the lines of like a cran apple kind of drink, but without the tartness. That's kind of more what I'm getting. I'm not thinking straight apple, if that makes any sense. It drinks nicely. It's smooth. It doesn't have like a chemically taste or anything to it. Again, there is a little bit of a zero sugar taste, though. I will say that. It's not hugely prominent, but it's noticeable. It's hard for me to do this. As a singular drink, just by itself, no comparison to its other version, it's fine. It's a decent enough Snapple drink. I think that if you're... It's so hard for me to kind of address this in a way that isn't entirely biased. I think that if you're just taking it as a drink, it's a nice fruit-flavored drink. It works pretty well. The zero sugar aspect isn't terrible. I don't think it's the best zero sugar drink. I don't think it's the worst zero sugar drink. It's fine for what it is. Now, against the actual Snapple apple, no. It doesn't have the same soul. It doesn't allow it. It feels like it's being held back. Flat out. That's what it feels like. It's just not there. It's not a bad drink. Sorry. But as somebody who, again, like I have a great deal of fondness for the normal drink, it's way too much of a hit to take, for the zero sugar aspect. I can't personally abide by it. But two questions do have to be asked. Would I get it again? Would I recommend it? No. Straight up, no. I will finish this, and I will do so not begrudgingly. It's a fine product for what it is and what it's trying to do, I suppose. But this does really kind of emphasize to me the fact that although, yes, we have gotten a lot better with the zero sugar stuff, we're still not there. We are still probably a good, 5 years or so, I would say, probably down the line, if not maybe a little bit more, before we can really get these drinks and, food products to where they can be basically one-to-one. We're not there yet, and for me, I have It's one of those things where, hey, bringing down this, sugar content and everything, I think that's a good thing. Although, if that is a concern for you, please do your own research in regards to drinks and stuff like that. A lot of times the sweeteners, even if they aren't sugar, will still affect, blood sugar levels and stuff like that. But yeah, I would never get this guy. I would, this is one of those things where it's like, I would either drink Snapple Apple or nothing. I don't want a pale imitation. If I'm recommending it to people, kinda. I think it really depends on the person you are. I think if you're like me and, you want that Snapple Apple because it's a Snapple Apple, I don't think this works as a reasonable substitute. I just feel like too much of it has gone missing. But if you're somebody who you just want a, pretty nice fruit drink that's got a zero sugar aspect to it, you could do fucking planes. You could do a lot worse. But you could also probably do better. Keep it on your options list, but I don't think it's going to be anybody's favorite drink, if that makes any sense. But anyway, 5 things before I get out of here. Have yourself a great rest of your day, spectacular rest of the week, monumental rest of the month, stupendous rest of your folks. You can go over there, have yourselves a truly proper Snapple Apple-tastic rest of your life. I'm sorry, again, I think the zero sugar thing is in some ways a good thing. I don't know that it's like I got my buddy Dan, fuck you Dan, because he doesn't watch my videos, but he drinks like just the zero sugar stuff, and he's convinced himself that it's making this huge difference. And it's like, I don't think there's any studies that would go over there and tell you that drinking like 4 zero sugar Mountain Dews in a sitting is in any way gonna fucking be beneficial to your health, even versus the normal stuff. I think you might just have to kind of dial it back entirely in that case. But, he's doing his thing. He's trying to be healthy in his own way. But anyway, final 2 things. Number 1, try to bring some positivity in the world. It's not always possible. It is, however, always appreciated. But what you do can't do all the time. I know I can't do all the time. Here's what you do, folks. You're going to try not to be an asshole. Folks, it's not always the easiest thing in the world to not be an asshole. Trust me. I know it. I live it. I'm out there with you in it. Every day, folks. It's a struggle, for sure. And we have to deal with the bullshit. It's not a lot of fun. It's not a lot of fun. But when we run into situations in our life that are stressful, frustrating, etc., take a step back, try to mitigate the level of assholishness in our lives, hopefully do better for ourselves and for those around us. Very final thing, folks, do the thing. Whatever the thing is for you, that's what I want you to go out and do. Folks, maybe the thing for you will be going over there and finally cracking the zero sugar code. Maybe it's entirely possible. You might be the chosen one. The one who goes over there, gets the mixtures right, figures out, discovers the element, I don't know. That goes over there and gets it right. And then maybe in like 5 years' time, I'll be over there and still reviewing stuff. Still making no money or doing anything. But, just for my own sake of well-being, I guess. And maybe I'll be over there and I'll try the brand new zero sugar Snapple Apple, and I'll drink it, and a tear will come to my eye, because it actually tastes like Snapple Apple. Or conversely, if you're like an actual food scientist or something, that's pretty neat, Hey, maybe go be a food scientist. I'm sure that's like it's got to be a lucrative career, right? People eat all the time. There you go.